Donald Yacktman was a Morningstar nominee for Fund Manager of the Decade, and News Corp is the largest holding in his Yacktman Focus Fund. That fund, by the way, has beaten 99% of its peers over the last 5 years. He joins us now from Austin, Texas. Don, we love talking with you. Your performance is great, and this is why we want to get your view on all of what's happening with News Corp. It's your biggest holding. What do you make of the hacking scandal or alleged hacking that was going on and the possibility that B-Sky-B, that deal maybe won't go through? Put it in perspective for us, if you would.
Sure. I'm reminded of that adage about there are two things you don't want to watch being made. One is laws and the other is sausages. This might be a third of writing news stories. This particular part of the press is not known for its civility. And if this had happened into their, say, their religious section of their work or something, I think that this would truly be a major scandal. But I think where it is, I think it becomes titillating, it becomes interesting, and you know, the media loves to soak up these kind of events. But I think what's important is to put it all into perspective. What we do is we have a very long horizon time, and what we do is we buy the highest risk-adjusted forward rates of return. And under that logic, News Corp is our largest holding, as you mentioned. So certainly as the end of last month, which is we don't talk about the current period of time. But put it this way, the stock is down 15%. What is the impact on the revenue streams? And you've got one operation that's been shut down, which is almost a peanut in the total perspective of all of the media properties they have. Fox News and the network and things like that, you're talking about close to 2/3 of the revenue stream.
Hey, Don.
Now, is there a threat? Is there a probability of this having problems? It's slightly higher than it was before, but to us, it's relatively minimal.
No, Don, you know, we talk a lot, and you often say you want to buy companies with well-established brand names, which News Corp no doubt has still many of, even after News of the World is gone. And of course, they may not be considered the most principled of all journalists on the face of the planet, but aren't you concerned about the reputation effects of this kind of thing long term? I mean, does it bother you, or do you think this is the kind of thing that blows over longer term?
Well, as I said, you know, yeah, I think there's a minimal effect. I mean, put it this way, I could walk outside of this building and see an elephant, but I wouldn't put a high probability on it. Okay?
Don, what about B-Sky-B? I mean, you've actually been leery of them buying B-Sky-B. I mean, it's safe to say that some of the selling that we've seen over the last week or so, down about 20% on the stock, is because of concerns that they won't be able to buy the rest of B-Sky-B that they don't own. But you'd rather they didn't. How come?
Well, I think there's a central tendency for businesses to want to grow and be bigger, and a lot of times the ego gets ahead of the price, and a lot of times they end up not getting as much of a value out of a purchase as is perceived. So, you know, if they were to buy back stock as opposed to ending up buying B-Sky-B, we would be very happy with that. If they get B-Sky-B at a decent enough price, we'd be happy with that too.
Hey, just got 10 seconds here. So as the stock goes lower and lower, to you, does it just become more and more attractive here?
Well, think about a bond. If the bond price goes lower and there's very little change in the yield, isn't it more attractive?
Yeah, you answered it. All right, Don, we're going to leave it there. Listen, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Don Yacktman, everybody, joining us from Yacktman Asset Management. He's the president of that company.